Welcome. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Contribution this month. We're switching gears. Welcome to day 182 of our Supersize Your Business Annual Challenge. It's the first time we've done an annual challenge for our Supersize Your Business community. We've talked about different topics all the time this is year 9, but this is the first time we've formalized it into an actual, we're going to do one little thing every single day to grow and build and scale and supersize our business based on your definition of supersizing. What does it mean to you? Just like today's topic, we are going to talk about what does contribution mean to you. I found that the best way to improve something or pay attention to something or understand something is to actually take action toward that. But first and foremost is we have to say, well, what does it mean to us right now? What does contribution look like for our business? What does it look like for the individuals within our business? What even is contribution? So we're going to define that for ourselves today, and we'll talk about it a little bit. Of course, we'll talk about it every day this month as part of the focus for the annual challenge. But first we need, what's our definition? And then I also want you to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, I guess you could give yourself a 0 if you're doing absolutely nothing, but I find it impossible to believe that if you have a business of any sort that you would be a 0. It's not possible. Unless you're doing something evil and negatively impacting the world, then I would give myself a 0 or negative number. This is am I making the world a better place, 0 to 1 to 10 scale. If you're making the world a worse place, I'd say give yourself negative numbers. I'm not even going to give examples of that, but I think you know what I'm talking about. So what the heck is contribution? Why are we talking about it? Well, contribution in our lives as humans it's just we're wired for it. It's core to us. It's like being a parent. It's like building a business. You are building a business because, and on the 7th, we'll talk about the 7 whys, because of something. Your why is what drives you, and that almost always comes to contribution. We might on the surface say, oh, it's because we need to make a living and take care of our family. We want to live a certain lifestyle. We want to do certain things throughout our life. Truly, if we ask ourselves why did you choose to do what you're doing, right, for a business? There's a reason behind everything that we do. And I think there's value in us actually stepping back, taking a bigger picture view and looking at that reason, looking at what motivates us and what drives us. Because contribution drives many of us. It's one of my core values and one of my driving forces. And I think that's sort of indicated or implemented in my past experiences and in my life to this point. So we're wired for it, so we're going to do it. It increases our happiness, it increases our health, it increases our longevity over giving does, and contributing over receiving. Now, we all like to receive things and receive gifts and things. I'm not going to fib about that. Anyone can send me caramels at any time. But it's much more fun to actually contribute to other people and add value to the world and make the world a better place than to just be receiving all the time. When we contribute, it shifts us and our focus from scarcity and lack to abundance and prosperity. And all of us as business owners want that. We want the energy that we're putting into our business to be positive and abundant. We don't want it to be negative. Because guess what? Our energy shows through no matter what. I just learned this from a great woman I'm in a community with. We had a one-on-one chat, and it was like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, you're absolutely positively right. If we put energy of, I gotta get this thing to work. I gotta get this thing to work. We need to make more sales. That energy of desperation, which is lack and scarcity, comes through in the way that we communicate. If, on the other hand, we're like, wow, I would really love to work with this person, and that person shows up in your life, and you get to help them achieve something that they want in their life, that is the energy that helps us to be abundant and grow and prosper. And it's a little airy-fairy woo-woo for a lot of people that I interact with and impact and have in my lives. But there's a whole lot that I'm learning as I came on the school platform that is way more spiritual and more connected to the woo-woo than I will ever be. And I find the stuff fascinating. So we'll talk about that, I'm sure, throughout the course of this year's challenge and the positive impacts of that and what it can have in your life. Sometimes we just have one little limiting belief that's blocking everything for us. We let go of that. It's like being the bottleneck in our business. Once we realize, okay, 99, if not 100% of the time, when one of my businesses stalls out or when it has a challenge, I am somehow causing that, or part of the problem, and a big enough part of the problem to be why it's showing symptoms of stalling out. So I know there's a lot of people talking about bottlenecks these days because AI has told them that people are the bottleneck and they don't even know it. Well, if you've worked with businesses for 30 years, you know it. If you've worked with people for 30 years, you know that. Sometimes we are our own worst enemies and get in our own way. Actually, whenever we're not getting what we want, it's because we are getting in our own way. Nothing can stop us if we're determined to create something in our lives. So what are we going to do today with this? I would like you to share in the comments below your definition of contribution for your organization. You can share what you're doing now if you want. You can share what you would like to be doing. Of course, we'll dive deep into that this month with the SOAP framework and with our super process. But your definition of contribution, because we got to know where everybody's starting out, right? If you define contribution as just donating money, you're going to learn a lot this month. If you define contribution as something you'll do when your business reaches a certain income level, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a lot of these things this month. And then rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. Not yourself, but your business on a scale of 1 to 10 with respect to contribution. And we will dive deep into that all this month as well. But just give yourself a rating, because I like to look at that on day 1 and then the end of the month to see how much we've grown and see how much has changed. It's a really visual way of measuring progress for us, which we all always want to be making progress for subjective things. I think contribution is subjective. Unless you're just measuring dollars donated, then that's a very objective thing to measure. But if you're donating in all the different ways we're going to learn about and to discuss and realize the absolute tremendous power of, some of those are really hard to measure. All right, that's it. That's all I've got today. If I can help you in any way, ask. It's 4th of July week here in the USA, so there's a lot going on. But I am available if you need me. Have an amazing day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.